Hey everybody, today we are going to play Tides of Time. Dun dun dun. So, Sarah, what is Tides of Time?
Tides of Time is a two-player drafting game from Portal Games. They have Tides of Time and Tides of Madness, and they're both pretty similar mechanically, but Tides of Madness has a madness mechanic in it, which introduces a bit of like push or luck element. Mm-hmm. That is not in this game. This is just pretty much a straight drafting game for two people. So what happens is we are each dealt at the beginning of the game 5 of these cards here. And every round of the game, every turn, we are going to select a card that we want to build into our kingdom. So we'll both put our cards face down on the table. When both players have their card ready, we reveal it. It has a set symbol up here, and it has a scoring parameter or special ability here. So this particular card gives me a blue scroll, and it also says for each set of crowns, towers, and hands that I have, I'll get 9 points. So at the end of this round, if I manage to have played these cards, for example, then because I have a crown, a tower, and a hand, I will get 9 points for this card.
Okay.
Now, you just, you play out all 5 cards, and then you add up all the points you get from all the cards. So let's just pretend that this is what happened this round. So I would have gotten 9 points because I did have that set there. Let's pretend that my opponent had more of these blue scrolls than I did. Well, I would not get the 7 points then because I don't have the majority. For every set of scrolls and leaves I would get 5 points. Well, I have 1 scroll and 1 leaf, so I'd get 5 points for that. For each of the scrolls, I'd get 3 points, so I'd get 3 points for that. And then, if I had a set of all of the symbols, a crown, a tower, a leaf, a scroll, and a hand, I would get 13 points. So since I did that, I would get 13 points for that. So at the end of the first round, you add up all of the points your city gained you, and then each player chooses 1 card from their city that they want to keep permanently. So I like this one. Maybe I want to keep this. So this becomes the first card in my next city, and it gets this here put on it. That means that it's going to stay with me for the rest of the game. Then every player also discards a card from the game entirely. So maybe I don't want this in play anymore. So it goes back to the box. Then we scoop up the remaining cards. We add new cards until we have a hand of 5 again. And then we do it all over again. So I would select a card to play, you would select a card to play, we'd simultaneously reveal, we'd pass the remaining cards to the other player, we'd select a card, we'd simultaneously reveal, and again, and again, and again, and again, until we've reached the end of the second round. Then we do exactly the same thing we did at the end of the first round. We'd select a card to keep in our cities, we'd select one to remove from the game, we'd add the last cards left in the game to our hands, and we'd play one more round. At the end of the third round, we'd add up all of our subtotals from the 3 previous rounds, and whoever has the most points wins.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and play then. I don't think we're going to do a mid-game because this game goes by pretty quick, so we're just going to do a beginning and end. And yeah, so we will get back to you guys to see who is the winner and loser of Tides of Time. All right. Toodles. Hey, Sarah.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's going well.
Oh, the queen of the Tides of the Time.
Yeah.
Yes, you royally kicked me. How badly was this my defeat?
I beat you by 10 points.
10 points. Ooh. Yeah.
What I got just in my last round of the game was your cumulative total from the previous 2 rounds combined.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you got like the best card to start off with. Like the first card to take.
So I got this one in the first game, or the first round, and I wasn't able to pull it off that round, but I kept it as my, I think they're called Artifact of the Past. It's like the card that you keep from round to round. So I kept it, even though I didn't pull it off in the first round, and then I was able to pull it off in the second and third rounds. And then in the second round, the artifact I kept was this one right here.
So you're just continuously playing off.
And
so you're building an engine.
Exactly. If I could make this one work, then this one would automatically work.
Yeah.
And that right there was 22 points every time. So
Nice.
And then in the
Got
last
that whoop machine going.
in the last round, I was able to get this one right here. And because I had scored 13 points with this card, and Nick had not scored more than I got an additional 8 points. So.
That whoop machine. This is an older game, but it is still a tried and true game.
It's a fantastic drafting game for 2 players.
Yeah.
As is its brother.
Tides of Madness.
Yeah, Tides of Madness. Tides of Madness is a little bit more complicated, just a little bit, because of that madness mechanic.
Because you could lose before the game's even over, because if you take too much madness.
Because you can go mad and then you just lose the game if you go
and
mad.
you can feed your opponent madness.
You can, yeah. So the difference is that on the side of some of the cards in Tides of Madness, there are tentacles. And if you take one of those cards, whether you're forced to or whether you decided you just wanted to have that card, if you take one of the cards with the tentacles, you get a madness token. And upon acquiring your 9th madness token, you go mad. So if your opponent...
If you get down to like the last few cards and you have to take this card.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a great addition of Push Your Luck because they make it really, really desirable to take the cards with the madness. But then if you do that too often, then you just go crazy and lose the game. So it's a little bit more complex than this one. Essentially, otherwise, though, they are pretty much the exact same game. But I didn't feel more love for one or the other. I don't think one replaces the other in any way. Some other people may disagree with that, and that's fine. But I personally felt like for my collection, neither one of them edged out the other. So we've kept both in our collection, and we pull out both at various times when we're feeling like we want to play one or the other. And I like both.
Yeah.
Even though they're pretty significantly similar, I do like both for their own merits. And the art in these games is gorgeous. The artwork is
it's just
very subtle. It's not something you really have to pay much attention to, but the background on all of the cards is unique and lovely. And the one in the Tides of Madness one, it's a little bit like darker art.
It's
not color wise. I mean, like tonality wise. I guess
it's like cosmic horror kind of artwork that you see, but it's almost
still just beautiful.
It's still like an ominous artwork where it's like it's not too like gruesome, but it's just like you see just the madness of the paintings and the pictures, and so you will go mad yourself. But Tides of Time is just
artwork.
It reminds me a little bit of Magic the Gathering's artwork, because they'll have like artwork specifically made for like lands in the game that like just where artists are really able to flex their creative muscles and just create these beautiful pieces. And Portal Games have just went the extra mile and was like, well, we don't really need anything in the background, but hey, let's get a landscape artist that can really
just... And they're tarot-sized cards, too, which is nice. They could have just been standard cards, and I mean, the only artwork that matters is this little symbol right here and then this banner right here. So they absolutely could have fit it on standard-sized cards.
But they went that extra mile to where, well, how can we make this more eye-catching and more, unique? And this is just definitely a way that, they did that, and it's just phenomenal artwork, and I think this probably is one of my favorite pieces of artwork in this game. But I just love the landscape that it has. But so that was Tides of Time from Portal Games, and we will catch you guys next time on our other vlogs. And so toodles!